I'm Laura the Library Lady, and welcome to today's episode. Today's episode is the third in a three-part special series titled Special Collections for Children. Today I am featuring the book Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Mr. Johnson was born in the late 1800s or the early 1900s, a very long time ago. This proves the test of time. This is a wonderful book, one that you will enjoy with your children, and a great example of how children's imaginations and creativity can take them anywhere. I also love this book because look at the size. It's small, great for small hands. It's very important that you teach your children how to treat a book so it can last for every child that you have and be perhaps passed to other children or even donated to special collections. This author did several movies, animation, cartoons. He was very talented. And when I read up about him, he said, I never thought I had a career in drawing. So we never know what we're going to do. So let's jump right into Harold and the Purple Crayon. And there are several in this series. I just happen to have this one. I love this book. See this, the animation or there's animation in this book, and when you see the actual illustrations, it's very straightforward. Let's see, it was first published some time ago. Do they have, originally it was published in 1955, and then my copy is in 1983. So, I love this book. Great way to spark the imagination of children. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. So we see Harold, he's thinking, and we need to allow our children to turn everything off and just think on their own. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed moon for a walk in the moonlight, and he needed something to walk on. So we see Harold here drawing the moon and drawing something to walk on. And all he has is a crayon and his imagination and a blank canvas. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. So we have Harold here. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and the moon went with him. So we see Harold looking around. We see him drawing a shortcut. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. Reminds me of Hansel and Gretel. They got lost in the woods. So Harold was smart. He knew he could get lost. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So Harold's introducing another color to his scheme, red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. So we have this dragon that he's dealing with to protect the trees. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. So he was afraid of his own creation. Suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. So his hand was shaking and he drew an ocean. And we see Harold here under the water. So I'm going to stop right here because what happens to Harold? You have to read the book to find out. This is a wonderful book. It's a great book for kids to draw, learn about drawing, not to draw in the book or on the wall, but just kind of let their imaginations flow. We have TV programs, video games. The kids are always plugged into something. But sometimes I wonder, can kids really think? Do they have that quiet time, that quality time to think and imagine? I know when I was little, one of my favorite things would be someone in the neighborhood would get a new appliance, and we have this giant box. And we would play with this box for at least, a week until it just disintegrated. And outside next door, my neighbors got something new, and they have this big box. And their child's not playing in it. In fact, no kids are playing out today at all, and it's a beautiful day. Things are just very different. All right. Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. You can find it, believe it or not, at your local bookstore and on Amazon.com. I really encourage you to get this book. And you know my favorite Sprott. That's right, the public library. You can check this out in all the Harold series. So I hope you enjoy the Special Collections series for children. And I hope you looked at my other two videos about Special Collections for children. Have a great day and happy reading!